Listen up, this is something that many men don't fully grasp. Women aren't always direct, and when they are, some of you don't even notice. The language we use is a powerful tool, and if you're not paying attention to a woman's words, you're missing out on valuable signals that could change your love life. So before diving into the details, I want you to take a moment to reflect on how many times you've missed opportunities by not paying attention. And by the way, if you've come this far, why not give this video a like and subscribe to the channel? That way you can keep learning, and honestly, it helps me a lot to keep creating this kind of content that will definitely benefit you. Now, let's get into what you came here to learn. 1. When she mentions future plans with you, how to recognize interest signals. This is the first key point. A woman who isn't interested in you won't bother talking about future plans that involve you. When she mentions something she wants to do later, like going to an event or visiting a place, and she says it in the plural, like we or we could, that's a huge sign she's interested in you. But beware, if you don't take action after she mentions these plans, the opportunity might fade away. She's not going to tell you twice because for women, it's not about being pushy. If you don't catch on the first time, she might just think you're not interested and move on. Let's use a clear example. Say she says, "Oh, there's an art exhibition next month. It would be great to go." If you're one of those who thinks she's just being polite or sharing random information, you're wrong. If she mentions something she could do with you in the future, she's waiting for you to continue the conversation with something more concrete. If you respond with something generic like, "Oh, that's nice," without suggesting anything, you've missed an opportunity. And don't come to me later saying, "I don't know why nothing happened." You need to be proactive. Ask yourself, how many times has this happened to you, and you did nothing? 2. The meaning behind, "We should do something together someday." A disguised invitation. This is one of those comments that, if you don't know how to interpret it, you'll let it pass as mere courtesy. But no, it's not just that. When a woman says, "We should do something together someday," she's not saying it casually or to sound nice. It's actually a disguised invitation. Why does she do it indirectly? Because she's testing the waters. Women don't want to risk being rejected, so they say it in a way that sounds casual, so if you don't respond as she hopes, she can back off without seeming desperate. But what's your job here? To detect the invitation. If she says, "We should do something," it's practically the equivalent of, "I want to go out with you, but I want you to be the one to suggest it." Don't just wait for her to say it directly, because that's not going to happen. She's waiting for you to propose the plan. If you let more time pass without responding, you'll give the impression that you're not interested, or worse, that you lack initiative. And trust me, no woman wants to be with a man who can't make decisions. If she said something like this, don't waste time and plan something. If you stay indecisive, someone else will do it for you. 3. If she asks about your hobbies, is she interested in spending more time with you? This is a point that many of you underestimate, and it's one of the biggest mistakes you make. When a woman shows interest in your hobbies or favorite activities, she's not doing it out of mere courtesy. This isn't small talk to pass the time. What she's looking for is a connection with you. Something that brings you together. An excuse to spend more time together. For example, if she asks if you like movies, music, or if you play any sports, she's opening a door. She wants to see if there's something you can do together, an activity that allows you to be close. The thing is, many of you answer without giving it much thought, as if it were a casual question. And then you wonder why you never advance. Let's be clear. If she asks about your interests, what she's doing is opening an opportunity for you to suggest doing something related to those topics. If you mention you like hiking and she responds with something like, "I love that too," what more do you need to suggest? A hike? If the conversation reaches this point and you don't act, you're basically throwing away a golden opportunity. You can't be that blind. For how to interpret when a woman suggests joint activities. This is the advanced level of the previous points. When a woman directly suggests doing something together, she's not just being polite. If a woman tells you that you should go somewhere or do an activity, she's expecting you to take the initiative to make those plans happen. And don't get confused. If she wasn't interested in you, she wouldn't bother mentioning it. It's not empty talk. She's testing your reaction, measuring your interest and your ability to take action. Let me be clear here. If she proposes doing something together, she's opening a door that you need to walk through. What usually happens is that men hesitate too much or think it's a vague invitation. No, it's not. It's your opportunity. And if you don't take it, it's likely to be the last time she suggests something. Women won't insist if they feel there's no reciprocity. So don't be the guy who always wonders what if. Act in the moment. 5. I'd love to see that movie with you. A hint of romantic interest. This is a classic. If a woman says she'd love to see a movie with you, she's inviting you to an intimate setting without you noticing. The cinema or watching a movie together at home is a plan with a romantic undertone. But if you're not paying attention, you'll interpret it as a casual comment. And it's not. When a woman suggests watching a movie together, especially if it's at her place or yours, she's looking for an excuse to be in a more private and close environment with you. It's a situation where physical closeness is almost inevitable. And if you don't catch the signal, you're likely to think she just wants to pass the time. But if she's proposing a plan that involves sitting together in silence, watching a movie, she's giving you a clear hint that she wants something more than just friendship. So next time you hear, "I'd love to see that movie with you," don't hesitate to accept and plan that moment. 6. When she talks about hanging out, does she want more than just friendship? This is a terrain where many of you get lost because you think hanging out is something casual with no special meaning. But when a woman says she wants to hang out with you, she's creating an excuse to be close to you informally, but with the intention that something more might happen. Hanging out is a way of saying she wants to be with you without the pressure of a formal date, but with the door open for something more to happen. If she tells you this, don't take it lightly. It's a sign that she's comfortable with you and wants to be in a relaxed environment where you can spend more time together. But here's where you need to be skilled. If you agree to hang out and do nothing to advance the relationship, you might get stuck in the friend zone. You need to understand that this is the moment she's testing your interest and your ability to act. 7 mentions of places she'd like to visit with you. And hidden invitation? This is a classic that many of you overlook. If a woman mentions places she wants to visit and includes you in those plans, she's not just talking for the sake of it. What she's doing is visualizing a scenario where you're part of her life. It doesn't matter if it's a restaurant, a city, or even a country. What's important is that she's mentioning you in those plans, and that's a hidden invitation for you to do something about it. Do you know what happens if you don't catch that invitation? She's going to think you're not interested or that you lack the initiative to make something happen. And trust me, no woman wants a man who can't make decisions. If she mentions a place, don't wait for her to say it twice. Organize the plan, surprise her, take control of the situation. 8. What does it mean when she always finds time for you in her schedule? This point is one of the most important. If a woman always finds time for you, even when she seems busy, it's because she's giving you priority. Women are busy. We have our own lives, responsibilities, and friends. But when someone matters to us, we make the effort to find time for that person. If you notice that she always manages to see you, even if it's for a little while, it's a clear sign that she's interested in you. What you can't do is underestimate that effort. If she's dedicating time to see you, it's because she's putting you above other things. And if you don't value that or take it as something ordinary, you're likely to lose her. Recognize her efforts. Show that you appreciate her time and reciprocate. If you don't, you're making a mistake that could cost you the relationship. 9. When she talks about her day-to-day life. How to identify a hidden desire. If a woman shares details about her day-to-day life, it's not just small talk. Women share personal details as a way to invite you into their lives. By talking about her daily routine, she's creating intimacy and showing that she's comfortable with you. This is an indication that she wants you to be more involved, to understand her better, and to build a connection. Your job here is to engage with her stories, ask questions, and show genuine interest. If she's opening up about her life, it's because she wants you to be part of it. If you respond with indifference or fail to follow up on the details she shares, you're missing a chance to deepen the connection. Don't let these opportunities pass. Engage actively and show that you're interested in her life. 10. If she brings up personal topics, is she looking for something more? When a woman starts discussing personal topics, her family, or her past experiences, she's inviting you into her world. Personal topics are a way of building a deeper connection. If she's comfortable sharing these details with you, it's a sign that she's looking for more than just a casual relationship. She's testing the waters to see if you're someone she can trust and build something meaningful with. So, if she brings up personal matters, take it seriously. It's a sign of trust and an invitation to get closer. Show that you're open to listening and that you value the trust she's placing in you. If you ignore these signs or don't respond adequately, you might lose the chance to build a deeper relationship. Be attentive, supportive, and engaged in these conversations. By understanding these signals, you'll be in a better position to recognize when a woman is genuinely interested and to respond accordingly. Don't let these opportunities slip through your fingers. And remember, if you want more insights and tips, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation. Your engagement helps me keep bringing you the content you need to succeed in your relationships. When a woman says you're easy to talk to, what it really means. Let's discuss something that has probably happened to you, but you may not fully understand what it means. Has a woman ever told you that you're easy to talk to? And of course, you're standing there smiling, thinking that it's just a casual compliment, a friendly remark with no real significance. Wrong. This goes much deeper than you might imagine. When a woman says you're easy to talk to, she's saying something more profound. Something that, if you don't understand, might make you miss a golden opportunity. So before diving into the details, since you're here, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, it will help you avoid staying that guy who doesn't get it, and it will help me keep creating content that will benefit you. 1. The emotional background of, I feel so comfortable talking to you. When a woman says she feels comfortable talking to you, don't take it as a hollow comment. It's not something we say just for the sake of it. We are more careful with our words than you might think. If a woman tells you that talking to you is easy and comfortable, it means you've crossed a very important barrier. Most women don't feel comfortable with just any man. In fact, many men make us feel uncomfortable, nervous, or even bored when trying to converse. So if she's told you this, you're already in a favorable position. But don't get too excited just yet. What you need to understand here is that this comfort is an indication that she feels an emotional connection with you. And no, I'm not talking about a superficial connection of, oh, it's nice, we have something in common. No, I'm talking about you making her feel secure enough to open up to you. And that, my friend, is valuable. If she tells you she feels comfortable, she's giving you a signal that she trusts you. And believe me, trust is the foundation for any deeper relationship. 2. How the compliment you're easy to talk to indicates an emotional connection. This is a point many men don't understand. When a woman says you're easy to talk to, she's not just saying you're good at maintaining a conversation. What she's really highlighting is that there's an emotional connection between you two. Why do I say this? Because for someone to be easy to talk to, there must be a level of tuning, a mutual understanding. She feels she can talk to you without fear of being judged, without fear of being ignored, and that, my friend, is pure gold. If you think this is just a light compliment, you're underestimating the situation. Many women talk to men every day, but rarely do they feel comfortable enough to say something like that. If she tells you that you're easy to talk to, it's because she's found in you a space where she feels heard, understood, and respected. And if you know how to take advantage of this opportunity, you can take the relationship to a deeper level. But if you do nothing about it, you're going to lose this advantage. Because listen carefully, you're not the only one who can be easy to talk to. If you don't value this opportunity, she might find it elsewhere. 3. The difference between feeling comfortable with you and romantic interest. Now, here comes the tricky part. Just because a woman feels comfortable with you doesn't automatically mean she's romantically interested in you. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. There's a fine line between emotional comfort and romantic interest, and many men don't know how to distinguish it. And this is where you need to be smart, because if you don't know how to read the situation correctly, you might end up being just the friend who is easy to talk to. And that's not what you want, right? If she feels comfortable with you, it's a good start, but it's not enough. You need to observe how she acts, if she seeks more physical closeness, if she gives you signals that she wants something more than just conversation. Because otherwise, you could end up in the dreaded friend zone. And believe me, once you're there, it's very hard to get out. So don't just settle for comfort. Look for other signs indicating that there's also romantic interest. If you don't find them, she might only see you as a good conversationalist, and nothing more. 4. I don't feel like I have to force the conversation with you. A sign of attraction when a woman says she doesn't feel like she has to force the conversation with you, it's a sign that there's something more there. We're not talking about a simple friendship. If she says this, it's because she feels attracted to you in some way. Most of the time, forced conversations are uncomfortable and draining. If she feels everything flows naturally with you, it's because there's chemistry between you two. This is the moment you need to start paying attention to other details. If, in addition to telling you that she doesn't have to force the conversation, she starts seeking you out more, proposing plans, wanting to spend more time with you, then we're talking about a clear sign of attraction. Don't rest on your laurels, because this is an opportunity many men fail to seize. If she tells you that talking to you is easy and that everything flows, it's because she's comfortable with you on a deep level, and that could be the start of something bigger. But you need to know how to handle it. 5. Why feeling heard and understood can lead to a deeper relationship. This is one of the most important points you need to understand. Women deeply value feeling heard and understood. If a woman feels she can talk to you without being judged, without being interrupted or having her words diminished, that creates a very strong emotional bond. Do you know how many men don't really know how to listen? Most. And that's where you can stand out. When a woman feels that you're listening, paying attention to what she says, and that you truly care about what she's sharing with you, she will open up much more to you. This can be the step that takes the relationship from something superficial to something much deeper. Don't underestimate the power of listening. It's not just about talking well, but also about listening well. When you manage to make a woman feel she can be herself with you, without filters, you're building an emotional connection that few men achieve. And that connection is what can lead to a more intimate and profound relationship. 6. Is it friendship or something more? What effortless communication reveals here's where you need to pay attention. Because if everything seems to flow between you two, if communication is easy and effortless, you could be facing two scenarios: a great friendship or the start of something more. And this is where many men go wrong. They confuse comfort with a sign of friendship and don't know how to advance to something more. What you need to do is observe how she behaves beyond the words. If, in addition to talking to you fluently, she looks for excuses to see you, touches you subtly, or even sends you messages without an apparent reason, then there's something more than friendship at play. But if she only feels comfortable talking to you and there are no other signs of physical or romantic interest, you might be walking towards the friend zone. So pay attention to those small nonverbal signals indicating where the relationship is headed. 7. How to keep interest when she sees you as a great conversationalist. Once she has told you that you're easy to talk to, your job isn't over. In fact, that's where the real challenge begins. If she has already seen you as someone she can talk to fluently, you need to keep that interest alive. And no, I'm not telling you to strive to be the center of attention or the most interesting person. What you need to do is remain authentic. Keep the conversation interesting, but don't forget to listen. Don't turn everything into a monologue about yourself, because that's what kills a woman's interest. If she's already told you she enjoys talking to you, it's because she sees you as someone she can share with. And if you manage to maintain that balance between talking and listening, you'll continue to be an important person in her life. But be careful, because if you start monopolizing the conversation or talking only about your things, you could quickly lose that interest. 8. What to do when she mentions it's easy to open up to you. This is one of those key moments in any relationship. If a woman tells you it's easy to open up to you, it means she's reached a very high level of trust. And here you have two options. Take advantage of that openness to deepen the relationship or stay stuck in comfort. If she tells you she feels good opening up to you, it's because she's given you access to her inner world. And believe me, she doesn't do that with just anyone. If you reach this point, it's your golden opportunity to take the next step. But don't mess it up. Don't use the information she gives you against her, don't judge her, and most importantly, don't put yourself in a position of superiority. If you manage to handle this openness respectfully, you'll gain valuable points that will bring you closer to something deeper. But if you don't know how to handle it, she might close up and seek someone who truly understands her. 9. The importance of authenticity in a conversation. For advancing a relationship, authenticity is key in any conversation, especially when you're trying to build a deeper connection. When a woman tells you that talking to you is easy, it's because she perceives you as genuine. Don't try to be someone you're not or to impress her with superficialities. Instead, be yourself. The best way to advance a relationship is by being authentic. If you're someone who shows their true self and isn't afraid to express their real feelings, that's what will make the relationship grow. Don't hide behind masks or put on a facade. Women can sense when someone is being fake, and that's a big turnoff. If you want to advance beyond a good conversation, let your true self shine. It's your authenticity that will build a solid foundation for something more. 10 final tips for making the most of this compliment. Now, let's wrap it up with some final tips. If a woman has told you that you're easy to talk to, use that as a starting point. Don't rest on your laurels, but don't let it go to your head either. Use that comfort to build a deeper connection. Listen, be genuine, and make the most of that trust she has placed in you. Remember, being easy to talk to is just the beginning. If you want to transform that compliment into something more meaningful, you need to actively participate in the relationship, show genuine interest, and be yourself. Take advantage of the opportunity she's given you and don't let it slip away. How to interpret subtle flirting signals from women. Let's be crystal clear from the start. If you don't know how to interpret subtle flirting signals, you'll keep being the guy who never notices anything, the one who misses opportunities because he wasn't sure. Sound familiar? Well, listen up, because today I'm going to teach you how to spot those signals that women send, which many of you simply ignore. After all, we're not always going to be direct. We won't always tell you outright that we like you. No, that would be too easy. So, before we dive in, you know what you need to do. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends who also need this kind of advice. Trust me, it will serve you more than you think. 1. Body language that accompanies her words. Nonverbal signs of interest. Look, the way a woman talks to you is not just about the words she uses, but also her body language. How does she behave while talking to you? Does she lean in towards you? Does she maintain prolonged eye contact? These nonverbal signals are crucial to understanding if she's interested or just being polite. Often, words can be misleading, but the body doesn't lie. If she leans in towards you, if she positions herself to be closer, she's telling you without words that she wants to be more connected with you. A classic example is eye contact. If a woman maintains eye contact longer than necessary, it's a clear sign of interest. But it's not just about looking at you, it's about how she looks at you. If you notice her eyes locked onto yours and her expression is soft, there's something more there. Now, if she also starts adjusting her position or posture to be closer to you, don't doubt it. It's a clear sign of flirting. 2. How a frequent smile can be more than just friendship. Smiles are one of the easiest ways to detect flirting, but only if you know what kind of smile to look for. Not all smiles mean the same thing. If she smiles with you constantly, and I'm not talking about a polite or superficial smile, but those broad and natural smiles, it's a sign she enjoys being with you. And no, I'm not saying that every time a woman smiles with you she's flirting, but if she does it frequently and in moments where the conversation doesn't necessarily warrant it, that's something more. Notice if her smile extends even when the conversation isn't that fun. If she keeps smiling after you've made a comment that wasn't meant to be funny, she's probably trying to create a positive and pleasant atmosphere around you. Women use smiles as a tool to soften the ground and show interest. So, if she's smiling more than usual when she's with you, pay attention, because it's not just friendship. 3. The small jokes and how they can be a form of flirting. Let's talk about something many of you don't get. Jokes. If a woman starts joking with you, especially in a light and playful manner, she's likely flirting. We're not talking about sarcastic or heavy jokes, but those little jokes that seem almost innocent but are full of double meaning. If she's teasing you in a playful way, if she's provoking you gently, she wants to see how you react. This is a way to gauge your interest and your ability to handle a more intimate interaction. Many women use jokes as a flirting tool. If she's teasing you, if she's laughing at something you did but without malice, she's looking for a lighter and more fun connection with you. But here's the trick. You have to know how to respond. If you take it too seriously, you might ruin the moment. You should play along, be just as playful, and show that you can handle flirting without losing your composure. 4. When she leans towards you while talking, what it means. This is one of the most obvious signs that a woman is interested in you. If she leans towards you when she talks, if she breaks that personal space barrier and tries to get closer, it's because she wants to create a more intimate connection. Women are very aware of personal space, and if we're willing to reduce it with you, that's a clear sign that we feel comfortable and probably attracted. Pay attention to how she positions herself when you're talking. If she crosses the line of what's considered a safe distance and gets close enough for you to feel her presence more intensely, she's looking for intimacy. But here's where many men go wrong. They don't do anything about it. If she leans towards you, that's an invitation to be a bit more direct, but subtly. Don't be the guy who freezes when a woman shows such clear interest. 5. How to interpret her changes in tone of voice during the conversation. Tone of voice is another subtle signal that many men overlook. If a woman changes the tone of her voice when talking to you, especially if she lowers or softens it, she's trying to create a more intimate atmosphere. A softer and lower voice tone is an invitation for you to get closer, to enter her personal space. It's an indirect way of saying she's comfortable with you and wants the conversation to have a more personal tone. Also, pay attention if her voice becomes more animated or if she uses a sort of sing-song quality when speaking. This can indicate she's excited to be in your presence and enjoying the interaction. Changes in tone of voice are not casual, and if she talks to you differently than she does with friends or others, it's because she wants you to notice that difference. Don't ignore this important clue. 6. The personal questions women ask when they're interested. This is a crucial point. If a woman asks you personal questions, she's interested in getting to know you on a deeper level. And I'm not talking about superficial questions like, where do you work? Or where are you from? I'm talking about questions that go beyond, showing a genuine interest in your life, your thoughts, and your emotions. If she asks about your future plans, your dreams, your past relationships, or even about your family, it's a sign she wants to know more about you because she's considering the possibility of something more. Here's where you need to be very attentive. If she's asking questions that invite introspection, that seek to understand your true self, she wants to see if there's compatibility on a deeper level. Don't underestimate the power of these questions. Women don't ask them to just anyone. If she's interested in your personal life, it's because she wants to see if there's potential for more than just a friendship. 7. How to tell if she's flirting or just being nice. This is the dilemma many men face. Is she flirting or just being nice? And this is where you need to learn to read between the lines. Being nice isn't the same as flirting. If she's being nice, she'll probably maintain physical distance. Her body language will be more neutral, and she won't ask too many personal questions. But if she's flirting, she'll look for ways to be closer to you, give you subtle compliments, and keep the conversation light and fun. The trick is to observe the context. If you're in a more informal and relaxed setting, and she's breaking personal space barriers, making prolonged eye contact, and smiling more than usual, she's probably flirting. But if everything remains polite and distant, she might just be being courteous. This is where you need to fine-tune your radar and pay attention to those little details. 8 topics women avoid when they're not interested. If a woman isn't interested in you, there are certain topics she'll avoid at all costs. She won't ask personal questions, won't want to talk about future plans with you, and will likely keep the conversation on general and superficial topics. If you notice that every time you try to dig deeper into the conversation, she changes the subject or shows disinterest, it's a sign she's not looking for anything more than a polite interaction. On the other hand, if she's interested, she'll want to know more about you. She'll be interested in your experiences, opinions, and feelings. So, pay attention to the topics she avoids. If all she wants to talk about are trivial things, she might not be interested in you the way you hope. 9. Is she playing with her hair while talking to you? A subtle but powerful sign. This is one of the most classic signs of flirting, but many men overlook or misinterpret it. If a woman plays with her hair while talking to you, especially if she does it repeatedly and subtly, it's a clear sign she's flirting. When a woman plays with her hair while talking to you, she's displaying unconscious behavior that indicates nervousness or excitement, 2 emotions that often arise when she's interested in someone. This gesture, though it might seem trivial, is a way to catch your attention and send a subtle signal of attraction. The movement of her fingers in her hair, especially if she does it while maintaining eye contact or smiling at you, indicates she's interested in you beyond a casual conversation. The key here is not to confuse it with a habit. Some women might touch their hair out of habit or nervousness in situations unrelated to flirting. Therefore, you should observe if this gesture is accompanied by other signals we've mentioned, such as leaning towards you, frequent smiles, or changes in tone of voice. If all this is combined, you can be fairly sure she's flirting. 10. When her indirect comments are clear flirting hints. Finally, we have indirect comments. Women often don't express our interest directly. Instead, we drop hints. If she makes comments about how it would be nice to have a partner who shares her interests, or if she subtly suggests that she enjoys your company, she's probably dropping hints about her interest in you. These indirect comments are designed to test the waters and see how you respond. If she mentions that she likes the way you think or jokes about how well you two would get along, it's a way of expressing interest without being too forward. The key here is to pick up on these hints and respond accordingly. If she's dropping hints, it's because she wants you to pick up on them and make a move. So there you have it. If you want to become an expert at interpreting subtle flirting signals from women, you need to pay close attention to body language, tone of voice, smiles, jokes, personal questions, and indirect comments. Don't be the guy who misses all the signs because he's not paying attention. Recognize these signals, understand what they mean, and take action accordingly. Remember, knowledge is power, and now you have the tools to decode the signals women send. Use them wisely, and who knows, you might find yourself in a more exciting and meaningful connection than ever before. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more tips, and share this with anyone who might benefit from it. Until next time, how to know if she's flirting with you. Key phrases. I'm going to tell you something that probably no one has ever told you directly. Women aren't always going to be obvious when they're flirting with you. Often, we use words and phrases that seem innocent but actually have much deeper meanings. The problem is, many of you fail to recognize these signals, and that's where you miss out on great opportunities. So, if you've ever wondered whether a woman is flirting with you or just being friendly, it's time to open your eyes and learn to interpret those key phrases. But before we dive into the details, you know what you need to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. If you don't want to keep being the guy who never catches on, pay attention. 1. What does it mean when she says, "I can't believe you're still single"? This is a classic. When a woman tells you that she can't believe you're still single, she's not just filling the silence or giving you a superficial compliment. What she's actually doing is giving you a clear signal that she's surprised someone like you isn't in a relationship. It's like she's indirectly saying, "How is it possible that no one has noticed how amazing you are? Because I do." When you hear this phrase, don't just stand there with a goofy smile thinking it's just a nice comment. No, buddy, this is your chance to respond with something clever, to return the comment and steer the conversation into a flirtatious tone. If she can't believe you're still single, why do you think she's mentioning it? She's testing you to see how you react, to gauge if you have the confidence to take the conversation to a more personal level. So, don't let this comment slip by without taking advantage of it. 2. How to interpret when she asks about your ideal type. Here's another clue many men overlook. If a woman asks you about your ideal type, she's not doing it out of mere curiosity. What she's really doing is trying to find out if she fits that description. She wants to know if she has a chance with you and, depending on your answer, she'll adjust her behavior to see if she can attract more of your attention. The key here is how you respond. If you start describing a woman who is completely different from her, you might be pushing away the chance for something more. But if your response is open and flattering, leaving room for her to feel like part of that ideal type, you'll keep the flirting going. Remember, she's not asking because she wants to give you ideas for looking for another woman. She's asking because she wants to know if you might be interested in her. 3. What it really means when she says you're different from other guys. When a woman tells you that you're different from other men she's met, she's giving you a clear signal that she sees you as someone special. This isn't a hollow compliment. What she's doing is setting you apart from the rest, hinting that you have qualities that have surprised or attracted her. In other words, she's saying that, in some way, you've captured her attention in a way others haven't. Don't ignore this phrase or take it as a casual remark. If she mentions this, she's acknowledging that you have something she likes, something that makes you stand out in her mind. Your job here is to reinforce that perception, continue being authentic, and show her that you truly are different, that you're not like the rest of the guys who just try to impress superficially. 4. I've never met anyone like you. A phrase that indicates interest. This is one of those phrases that, if you're not paying attention, can sound generic. But if a woman tells you she's never met anyone like you, what she's really saying is that she finds you unique, special, and she can't help but notice it. This kind of comment is a way of elevating you, making you feel that you stand out among all the men she's met. When a woman uses this kind of phrase, she's setting the stage for you to express something similar. She's looking for a deeper connection, one that isn't just superficial but something more personal. So, if you hear this, it's a clear sign she's interested. Don't let it pass without responding with something equally meaningful, because if you don't, she might think you're not in tune with her. 5. When she talks about how much fun she has with you, what it implies. If a woman tells you that she always has fun when she's with you, it's not just a comment about the quality of your company. What she's really saying is that she enjoys your presence and being with you makes her feel good, comfortable, and likely attracted. Women don't usually mention this kind of thing unless they really care. So if she tells you she has fun with you, it's a sign she's considering you for something more than just friendship. What she's hinting at with this kind of comment is that there's something about you that makes her feel special, that makes her want to spend more time with you. It's a way of opening the door for you to suggest more plans or activities together. If she always has fun with you, don't leave her hanging. Propose doing something more. Take the interaction to a more intimate and personal level. 6. If she asks if you're seeing someone, what she's really trying to find out. This is one of those moments where you need to be very attentive. If a woman asks you if you're seeing anyone, she's not doing it out of simple curiosity. What she really wants to know is if you're available, if there's someone else in your life who might interfere with the possibility of you two having something. If a woman wasn't interested in you, she wouldn't care at all if you're seeing someone or not. So when she asks this question, don't take it lightly. She's looking for key information to know if she has to compete for your attention or if she has a clear path. And the best part is that this kind of question is often a clear sign that she's romantically interested in you. Take the opportunity to make it clear that you're available, but without seeming desperate. 7. You should cook for me someday. How to understand this disguised invitation. When a woman says you should cook for her someday, she's not just talking about the food. What she's doing is extending a disguised invitation to spend more time with you, and probably in a more intimate setting. This isn't just a joke or a casual suggestion. If she says something like this, it's because she's looking for a way to create a situation where you can be alone together, sharing a more personal moment. This kind of comment is a soft way of inviting you to take action, to suggest that you make the next move. And no, it's not about being a professional chef, it's about taking the initiative. If she throws you this kind of hint, don't hesitate. Invite her, propose a plan where cooking is just an excuse to be together. 8. What it means when she asks for your opinion on something important. If a woman asks for your opinion on something she considers important, she's showing that she values your perspective and trusts your judgment. This isn't just a casual comment. If she's seeking you out to talk about something serious or relevant in her life, what she's doing is showing you that she respects you and, in some way, sees you as a significant figure in her life. Additionally, this situation creates a perfect opportunity for you to open up as well, to take the conversation beyond the superficial and into something deeper. If she's sharing something important with you, she's creating a bond, one that could take the relationship to a more intimate level if you handle it well. Don't waste this chance to show that you can also be someone she can trust. 9. How to interpret when she talks about spending more time together in the future. When a woman casually mentions that you should spend more time together in the future, she's not just talking for the sake of talking. This is one of those phrases that hides a clear message. She wants to spend more time with you and is waiting for you to take the initiative to make that happen. Don't let it pass as if it were an insignificant comment, because what she's doing is offering you a chance to plan something, to suggest an activity you can do together. If she mentions this, it's because she's testing your interest and measuring your ability to act. If you don't respond or don't take the initiative, she might interpret that as disinterest on your part. So don't wait. Make that spending more time together a reality and show that you're interested in moving forward. 10. I feel so comfortable with you. The meaning behind this common phrase. Finally, when a woman says she feels comfortable with you, this is one of the most powerful compliments she can give you. Comfort is a sign of trust and security, and if a woman tells you she feels comfortable around you, it's because she has lowered her emotional barriers with you. But be careful. Comfort doesn't always mean romance. You need to observe the context and the other signals she's giving you. If she feels comfortable and also gives you other flirting signals, like frequent smiles, prolonged eye contact, or mentions of spending more time together, then it's likely she's interested in something more. But if it's just about comfort and there are no other signals, you might be heading towards the friend zone. This is your cue to take action, to show her that you're not just a comfortable friend but someone she can have a deeper connection with.